I have read 234 books in 2024, and it is the final month, which is December, and we are halfway through. So here's a mid-month check-in. Hi, if you're new here, my name is Crystal, and this is Leah Loves Books, where I talk about the romance books that I have read, and also discuss other things such as lifestyle and or traveling. So let's get into the books that I have read so far for December. I started reading the Mobsters and Billionaire series, and these are male loving male. The first book is Extradition, which is basically, it starts off because Joe is the illegitimate son of a mobster, but he's not trying to live that life. He's trying to live the corporate life, but also his boss is a grade A. They're in this meeting and he kind of just like blurts something out, and it is just very him. Like, he goes in on this billionaire boss. Someone unfortunately records it and it ends up going viral. Obviously Joe is back at the family business, knows he lost his job, but the billionaire, because the video went viral, is now looking to find Joe so that way they can kind of minimize the damage and try to like work together to help his image. But said billionaire, his name is Rand, he goes to the shipyard where Joe's currently working and like disrespects, I don't think it's disrespectful, but you know what, men will be men, and like the slightest of slights will disrespect them. He disrespects Joe's half-brother, and that is where Joe has to step in and like save him, but that also puts his life at risk, so they have to like stay together to like kind of protect each other. It's cute. I mean, Joe's like a reluctant mobster. He doesn't want to live that life, but there are things that are outside his force that like force him to live that life sometimes. So overall, like, it's a cute series. Book 2 is Protection, and this is Mads. I'm not gonna say his full name because I don't know how to pronounce it, but he's Rand's billionaire friend who is more easygoing than Rand. Rand is like, you know, you gotta stick up his ass. And the heads of his security, Anthony, they fall in love. It's really cute, especially because it's very grumpy sunshine. Mads is like super like outgoing, and Anthony is just really grumpy. And Attraction is the head of one of the families. He has been very interested from the beginning in Rand's friend, but also he's part of his board of directors or something like that. He's really good with money. He's the money man basically. And Ford is very like skittish. He's not too sure. He also has like had a bad experience with like a very powerful wealthy man. Even though he himself is not wealthy, he was nervous the whole time with Luca. But Luca was like very patient, and like he's trying to show that he'll accept the pace that Ford has them going in. So it's Luca. So book 1 is Rand and Joe. Book 2 is Mads and Anthony. Book 3 is Luca and Ford. And then book 4 is Hopper, who is Luca's younger brother, and Liam. And then Anthony is also the conciliage, I think that's how you say it, for Luca. So that's how it kind of all ties in. You know, book 3 is more like, you know, it's very sweet. They're all very sweet. 4 is Hopper and Liam. Hopper is the crazy, no, he doesn't like the word crazy, but he is a little bit unhinged, not all there in the head. He has been obsessed with this Rico FBI agent who has been tailing them. And somehow, some way, you might be thinking this is supposed to be billionaires. It's a FBI agent. He has a not long lost, but he has a family member who ends up dying, and he inherits billions. So that's how he becomes the billionaire in this. It's cute because then obviously Liam loses his job. Things happen, and he finally gives in, because the whole time he didn't want to give in to Hopper, because obviously he was very emotionally tied to his job, and obviously Hopper to him was the bad guy, or not necessarily bad guy, but like what he stood for was the bad guy. But it's really cute. It's a really cute series. I thought it was very interesting timing for me to be reading this about an Italian mafia kind of thing and billionaires. But I liked it. I think all across the board, I think I gave them 4 stars. All of them, I think. Let me look at my story graph. Extradition was 3.75. Protection was 4. Attraction was 4. and Distraction is 4.25. So Wyatt by Asia Monique. This was pretty good. I think I gave it 4.5 stars. And this is black romance, but it's also black mafia. They're all some type of Afro something in the mafia, and Wyatt has to secure an alliance with the Callahans. And that is where Analia Callahan comes into play because she's a high-ranking member of the Callahan family. There's also ASL deaf representation. She is the deaf party in this, and it's more of, I liked how in the beginning Wyatt was like, this is business, business is business, I don't care, I don't, you know, it is what it is. But like his first meeting with her, he's like, yeah, this is business, but I also want us to have a real relationship. The only thing I will say is like it sometimes at times felt a little bit disjointed because it was like kind of whiplash, like they would like, you know, one step forward and then kind of like 2 steps back. But I guess I feel like that could have been fleshed out a little bit more to make more sense as to why they kept going back and forth. But overall, still chef's kiss. Perfect mafia series. They're under, like, all of them are like, I think are under 300 pages. It's kind of like, but then also the thing I like about them is that the women are also badass. Some of them are actually more ruthless than the actual men, and that's why I enjoy that series. Baby Cakes, the complete was Second Bite series by S.J. Tilly. I hated this. I don't even know why. I mean, I think I saw like a TikTok about it and I was curious. I read Second Bite last year. I don't even remember what I gave it. Probably either a 3 or 4, but like the continuation of it, I don't see what the point was, because it's like the entire span of, what was it, like before Christmas, New Year's, but like the entire novella happens in the span of like maybe a week, 2 weeks, if that. And it's like, I'm normally fine with insta-lust. It's just with this one, I was just like, I don't know, maybe I just wasn't in the mood for it. I just thought it was like over the top. The FMC was, I'm not gonna lie, kind of an idiot, and then the MMC, like, he was just there. There was nothing remarkable about him. Like, whatever, moving on. Ollie Cupid by Sarah Blue. Now y'all know I love Sarah Blue's novellas. This is very cute. It's a monster romance, and I think it's perfect for the holiday. It is MMF, so it's a Krampus, I think how you say it, Grim Reaper, the head Grim Reaper, boss in charge, and a Cupid. It's a little bit of like a second chance groveling, because at like the previous little like monster mixer they had, they kind of like hooked up a little bit, but it didn't go like too far. But then they like ghosted her, and she was like, she, you know, depressed about that. Anyways, they come back. Krampus at least is ready to be all in. Boredom is like kind of hesitant, but he still can't deny the attraction that he has towards her, and also Krampus. And Candy, you know, she's just the one that she's gonna make him work for it. But again, it's really fast. It's like 120 pages. If you like monster romances, they're really cute romances, really novellas. If you want to hit like reading goals and stuff like that, they're all tied into like special holidays. So the first one is Petty Cupid, which is Valentine's Day. This one is MF pairing. Lucky Cupid is tied into St. Patrick's Day. This one is a sapphic, so FF pairing. Daddy Cupid is tied to Father's Day. This one is also MMF. Yes, MMF. And then this one's another MMF. So, and this one's tied into Christmas. Last but not least, so far for this month, Goodnight. This is Male Loving Male. It's a cute cowboy romance, opposites attract, because Sam is a city boy and Trip is the rancher who like helps on his family farm. So they instantly, well, Sam has been like intrigued and attracted and obsessed with Trip ever since he noticed him. Trip had no idea who he was until he saved him from a horde of rattlesnakes, and then that's when he's like, oh yeah, let's, you know, he starts feeling protective over Sam and like wants to be his friend. But then he realizes that he's starting to have some type of, you know, attraction with him, and then it kind of goes on from there. It's really cute. It was under 300 pages. I think it was like 270 or something like that. And with that, that is all the 8 books that I've currently read in the month of December. I have surpassed my goal of 150 books for the year, so now I'm just kind of like, yeah, whenever the feeling hits or whatever, I will go into like a manic binge read, or I'm just like kind of like just doom scrolling. So anyways, thank you for watching. Have a nice day.